Okay, guys. Well, since there are people out there who is in need of answers, that's pretty much the only reason to why I'm coming on here right now. Okay, and I'm having questions about what actually went down between me, Blue Pillar, and his girlfriend Pam and them. And I think I've told the stories 1,000 times, but I will tell it again. I was sitting at home surfing on my internet as usual, as I had been, in isolation for several years. Okay. I've always been a person who's been looking at influencers and stuff like that. I've always followed people on social media. I haven't done that lately because of the circumstances, but I used to. Okay, that was including lives on all kinds of pages and shit like that. So I happened to come on a clip. I found a clip which was of a red pillar just randomly on my Instagram feed because I had just clicked on lots of influencers. That was like 19 Keys, I think was one of the first ones. It was later become Blue Pillar, the Grace family. Eventually, I realized that Blue Pillar had a twin, which was Red Pillar, and then I found out that they had a little brother, which was KT, the Archdegree. I haven't really looked at KT much. It was Red Pillar and those Blue Pillar and those who introduced me to him, but I don't know him. Um, and yeah, I was just sitting on their lives pretty much and listening to what they were saying because they were kind of like they were speaking of coincidentally they were speaking about things that I had already experienced, or they had so much information which I could fill in the gaps with. So I chose to write to Blue Pillar and say, hey, like these are my connections to what you're saying. Make something out of it, because my intentions wasn't anything negative, you see. So I was just sitting on their lives, and all of a sudden, like, they started paying attention to me. And I was like, I didn't know at all what was happening. I didn't know even that it was possible to communicate with somebody who was live and somebody in the audience. I had no idea that that was even possible. So all of a sudden, like, I had to like read the signs kind of thing. And Blue Pillar, he was talking, right? And he was hinting me lots of signs. And for some reason, I just felt like I was energy boosted. I was like, okay, this guy, he's putting down some information. He's boosting his audience, like he's boosting. So I was like, okay, well, fine, let's do something about it. So I took the knowledge, I put it down because it's things that I had heard from before. I started applying it to my reality, and I started working on it. That's what happened. I had nothing against Blue Pillar or nothing. I don't even know who he was. I didn't even know that he was in the crew of 19 Keys and Grace and Shaka Bars and Steph London. Those were like dots that I had to connect by myself. You know, I had no idea they were even a family. Okay. Um, so I just started off as an audience kind of thing. And I remember during the journey, while they were finding me out somehow, that like I kind of didn't understand. I wanted to see, I wanted to know if the signs that I was getting were for real, or if I were just having hallucinations, if or what was happening. because I had already gone through so much shit in my apartment that I was like, you know, and I remember that Blue Pillar at that time, he really, really pushed me hard. And he said, yo, if we don't do something about this girl, she may commit suicide or something. Like, we don't know what's going on. That's what he said. And like, I remember I pushed him, I pushed him, I pushed him, and I pushed him hard. And he started to, I can understand that he felt that that was abusive. But since he didn't have no one-on-one conversation with me, I didn't know what was happening. So I had to connect it, which like it took me time because just circumstances in my life, like I had to get up and off the floor. Like I said, like he probably saw that. I don't know what he saw. Um so that's what happened. And when he started like there was something there in between. I can't really recall which did what, but I started like he started going on me, like he started attacking me, like he started emotionally abuse me. And I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck is he attacking me? So when he started abusing me, that's when the war started. That's when I started creating like the Sunflower Kaya page, where I just wrote stories and stories and stories. And I was jumping on page on my Instagram. And I was just pulling people in from left and right. And I just started doing my shit, because now like that shit was on. And I had to like connect puzzle after puzzle after puzzle, and the entire shit just blew up. You get me? And I started getting hits from left and right. Like people be like, why is she even on this guy? He has a girlfriend. Daddy, daddy, daddy. I didn't even know that he was a person who had to do with Nipsey and like all of that shit. I didn't even know that these people were famous. I thought that they were just like some random influencer on Instagram. I didn't think anything of it. Um, so eventually, I found out from other people, I had to connect the dots once more, that he had a girlfriend, but that's not what he showed me. He showed me as he tried to play me, get me? And I wasn't having that. And so we fell out. I didn't want nothing to do with him. He kept on um he kept on stalking me, and he's kept on stalking me. And after that, his girlfriend started jumping me. And that's just like so shallow shit compared to all the stuff that has really happened in the background. So if you guys want to hear, like, that's the general story between me and Blue Pillar. I was just a person in the audience. I had no idea what he wanted with me. So I started answering his messages like on PM or DM or whatever you call it. And from there it went.